shedding like crazy. Calm down. I know. You're like a big kid. Move them off. Whew. I ate 1 meal and I'm still stuck. Oh my God, I'm stuffed, man. I'm stuffed. I'm about to make some lemon water warm. What they do? You water the plant? Yeah, we water. Here we go. Oh wow, they're highly promiscuous. Oh wow, they hide and all together. Wow. No. I'm not downloading that shit. Wow. Just cut my shit off. Didn't want nobody listening to that one. They cut my shit. I guess they want to give it a virus or some shit. Dumbass. Excuse my Frank. Frank is Frank. They. Oh, you're so powerful. You goofies. I already have the video downloaded. So I listened to that and they cut it off. I fucking love it. You know I know how to cheat. Oh, they're so probably. But it'll leave me alone. Stupid asses. Don't need threat protection. Don't need threat protection. Let me see. Let me make sure. RE or I. See how it works on here. Assholes. Conspiracy theory. Just listen up and pay attention. This is legal. I'm giving interpretation before it plays. I just want you to listen. The cowards, like it's a secret. So let's see what it says. They make all of this. Let's go back to the origin. The aristocrats said, "Of the great calling?" Question mark. Question mark. They make all the decisions, their own rule. They make all the decisions, their own rules, and they do not adhere to rules made by anyone. They don't want the 6 billion people on this earth to know that they have any power at all. I could do an end video, but this is the same. It's by the guidelines. The culling plan. Dr. Ramir Lebeau. To poison the world's food supply, the poisoning of medicines worldwide, all this is to target the immune system. Well, fuck, that's what's been going on, isn't it? Adding dangerous additives to our foods, for examples, aspartame. This has aspartic acid in it and causes mental health problems. Yes, aspartame. And a lot of y'all used it in your coffees, and some of you still do and buy sodas with it, right? With medicines, they will use a soft kill approach. Sounds like a familiar book I'm reading. Oh, it just sits there looking at me all beautiful. It just loves when I pick it up. Like, the squalene will be added to the nasal spray mix, and many will line up for the H1N1 vaccine. Oh, this is 2009, 10 years prior to the retarded shit. And when you are led like sheep to a slaughter, you will be vaccinated, become sick, and die. And those that live will become infertile. Who are these so-called aristocrats? Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Maurice Strong, head of the IMF, head of the World Bank, head of the UN for Geneva. Oh my goodness. And they killed you, even though all that was going to be found out and figured out anyway. Now you got this fake fraud, Netanyahu, whatever this fucktard's name is, going after Hamas, but they're killing civilians. Make that fucking make sense while killing their own people. Okay. Oh, look at that. Smokies are forest rangers, head of the population or concentration camp. Smokies are forest rangers. Head of the population or concentration camp is a lady.
In 2003, I had a...
Now, y'all can look the video up and watch it yourselves. I just figured I'd do a little reading. And what is the video? Be careful, because for some reason they like to, like any other video I play, I go to Dr. Rima Labo and check this out. Location's turned off and it shuts off. You know what that is? My boy told me that's kind of like a soft virus. It's not gonna, well, they can't upload shit, but what happens is it doesn't matter when on YouTube, Reddit, that Z, you know, a lot of y'all on there, TikTok, it'll automatically shut off. Now that's not stopping. I already have the video downloaded, but this is how stupid they are. So you can go to Gen 198. GIN, like sipping on finger, gin and juice. GIN 198. Check it out for yourself. Her speaking with Jesse Ventura. Okay? It is what it is, right? The nerve and the gall of these motherfuckers to promise costume characters that they're going to be all right. They really believe that they're in the age where after everything is said and done, they'll be able to sit back in their nice apartment, their little trophies and medals after betraying people, and they believe they'll be okay. When you talk about stupid, beyond stupid. Beyond stupid. They really believe they're going to be okay, y'all. You can't make this up. If it's to work out the way they think. Anyway, I can just read. I'm stuffed, y'all. I ate that. I didn't eat that whole thing. I ate like a little over a quarter of it. Oh, and then I had some of my favorite sweet ice cream, whatever. I am still stuffed. Oh. So anyway, I want to read some George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America. Elderborn classic for those who have it. I think some of you may have it. Maybe you don't. And we were already into chapter 8. It's been a little over a couple of weeks. Oh, but we're just going to read a couple of paragraphs to reignite. Okay? The innovations upon the customs of the Tyrians in America. Explained. A small space will be sufficient for this explanation. Any innovation upon a national custom demonstrates an anterior existence of that custom, and that the innovation as a necessity must follow or be posterior in date to the custom innovated upon. In ancient Mexican America, and we know Mexican was not the name of it, at the Spanish conquest here, ergo, there were religious customs and national usages not essentially to the Tyrian character, foreign to us. Yet, through the visa of the innovations, the daughter of Sidon, they gotta add that in, was still discernible, like the statues of Minerva in her temple of the Acropolis, even after the sons of Rome had innovated upon the customs of Attica. It's funny how they have a prison over here named Attica. Acropolis. They destroyed the major ones, which there's still pictures of. Here, whether in Chicago, California, Virginia, Idaho, so-called Idaho. Look around. Look for the pictures. Okay? Temples, if that's what they call them. They can't let go of the religious shit. All the innovations upon the ancient Tyrian customs in Mexican America are traceable to an event about 3 centuries and 80 years after the Tyrians first touched at Florida. Touched from where? And if they were Tyrians, then who were the Seminole? An event not to be investigated here, as it belongs essentially to the 3rd epoch, the introduction of Christianity, as stated. But to that fact may be traced the immediate cause of many innovations, upon the idolatrous customs of the Tyrians. So they were idolatrous. You see what they did? In several parts of ancient America. And it led even to alterations of the ornaments on their temples, as will be shown in establishing the event full of religious veneration, and as a learned divine justly said, in receiving our proof of the 3rd epoch, so fraught with Christian sublimity. Because there was no religion, no such thing as religion. That's their shit. They think gives them power over someone. The lies. Ancient and Modern Britons, Volume 1, Jeremiah, appreciate it, blood. We're in chapter 2. Okay? The Jews, the Phoenicians, the Chaldees, were all stated to have visited our islands at various periods and perhaps to have colonized them. It is the delight of one school of Gaelic writers to discover many affinities. Now, we know, as far as Gaelic, who the original people of Europe were, but anyway, let's go on. The Hebrew and Gaelic tongues, and assuredly, to a mere layman, these resemblances seem distinct and unmistakable, yet all of this earth spoke one language. The Irish name for the golden gorget of the Druids, the Fadham Mahrain, is identical with the Chaldean name for Urim and Thummim. In short, continues Governor Pownell, Early Irish Antiquities and Archaeology, I believe 7, my friend the Rabbi Haiduk will have it that none but Jews or Chaldees could have brought the name and the thing to Ireland. When Martin visited the islands of St. Martin, and we know who Martin was, when Martin visited the island of St. Kilda last century, he made the statement that the ancient Hebrew measure of Omer and cubit continues to be used in this isle, which it was when I went there, and whatever the fact may be worth, the emblem known as Solomon's seal has been found by Scottish antiquaries upon many a sculptured stone. And y'all might want to look into their statues. There seems little doubt that the Phoenicians, at any rate, were here. They indeed appear to have been as great navigators as the British ever were. We know who the original Britons were. They are said to have crossed the Atlantic and planted a settlement in Florida. They are believed to have sailed far into the eastern seas and to various parts of Africa, and they are admitted to have visited all the western coasts of Europe. And in the time of Hiram, king of Tyre, King of Tyre, to have voyaged far and wide in search of treasure at the bidding of Solomon the Great. They are supposed to have traded at this time with the metalworkers of Cornwall, and to have colonized some parts of Ireland. And presumably, it was during this period that the seal of Solomon was carved upon the Scottish stones. Scottish, Yorkshire, right? Remember, I've been to Scotland, and I spoke with some of the oldest of the Masonic order, which is fraud. Some of this is conjecture, some fact, but it is interesting to think of our islands as, at one time, the possible dependencies of Solomon's vast empire, and it gives him a new and quite friendly character to reflect that if this were the case, we should have some grounds for imagining or imagining, that imaging and imagining two are the same, that we too may be the posterity of one or other of his very numerous family. But the claims of the Jew and the Phoenician to be regarded as ancient Britons are shadowy, though not uncertain. The Scythians, however, have a clearer right to be so regarded, for most antiquaries agree in holding the Scythians as the ancestors of the ancient Britons. And the word Scythian is, however, delightfully vague and is becoming or is already out of date. It was used to include all the nations to the north and east of the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and indeed all the unknown North European races, and some of the philosophers derive it from Siotan, to shoot. Siotan, as in to shoot, thereby giving it the meaning of bowman or archer. But even as to this, there seems to be some difference of opinion. The late Lord Stranford, who is indeed my authority for the derivation, or just given, says of them, and here we go, some of the Scythian people may have been Anarian, Alaphilic, Mongolian. Some were demonstrably Aryan, and not only that, but Iranian as well. Remember, the original Iranians were a very dark continent people. I've seen the drawings. That's war the Aryan. Somebody came here and just robbed all kind of identities. And I already broke down Mongolian, the original Mongolians. Some were demonstratively Aryan, and not only that, but Iranian as well. Right? Farsi, right? Speaking. As best shown in a memoir read before the Berlin Academy this last year, the evidence having been first indicated in the rough by Safrik, the Slavonic antiquary. Coins, glosses, proper names, and inscriptions prove it. Another writing on this subject says, ethnographers are not unanimous in respect to the ethnic position of the Scythians, but Bach, Niebler, and many others set them down in Tatars. But Humboldt and Grimm, Donaldson, and others maintain both on physical and philological grounds their ethnic affinity with the Aryans. Rawlinson, in his essay on the ethnic affinities of the nations of Western Asia, Herodotus, in the book, volume 1, page 523 and on, distinctly arranges the Scythians among Tatar nations. He even maintains that a Tatar element and manifests in the oldest record of Armenians, Cappadocians, Susanians, and Chaldeans of Babylon. In a latter essay on the ethnography of the European Scyths, Herodotus, volume 3, page 158, he argues as distinctly that this nation was Indo-European, as F. Muller is of the opinion that some of the Scyths were Ural-Altaic and others Aryan. That's Navarra expedition. Okay? It is thus apparent that the term Scythian is too comprehensive to be of much use, and that it is surely a negative rather than a positive term, much like our Indian, or the Turanian, Turanian, can't make this up, a modern ethnologist used to comprehend nomads and barbarians of all sorts and races. And we'll pick up on this later, because I know this will have y'all come back. And because this next chapter alone, the next two are damn near through almost 3 pages. And when I say 3 pages, that's very small writing, people. I don't think y'all want to be sitting here for the next 25 minutes reading. Oh no, I know you would. I could just read this alone, but there's, like I said, there's a method to my madness. So for those who've been following, know exactly what I'm doing. Jews and Muslims in British colonial America. And as we know, Europe, and we'll get into the Algonquins who found Europe. So Jews and Muslims in British colonial America, Elizabeth Caldwell Hirschman, and Donald and Yates, a genealogical history. The temperature went up, 70, 78, huh? Pretty cool. All right, let's get into it. Remember, we've been covering the Sephardics, and it pretty much covers in the New Age. Most people today, but before that, because of the wars, they were the original people. And you know, as you have seen, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take no 100 years to change the whole this dystopia of a people. It only takes 30, 40, maybe 50 years if there's a war. And when they're not so brutal now, at least you don't know it. But if the men go in, and the numbers are great, and most of the men have been put to death regardless, and a lot of the children, the warring men who win will go in and take many wives and concubines. They're not concubines, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Among openly Jewish colonists in North America, it is perhaps Asser, i.e., Assyrian, Levi, a New York colony entrepreneur who is the most prominent, at least in Marcus' opinion. His cohorts and contemporaries include a Pollock family, Moses Liam, Ham, Solomon, Mordecai, Uriel Hendricks, and numerous Hases, named for the Hebrew letter. Moreover, several Dutch New York families, including the Beekmans, De Vries, and Van Cortlandt, sound like Bronx to y'all? Van Cortlandt, are likely crypto-Jewish. Puerto Ricans, right? I'm just saying, from my knowledge of living there, right? A point we will revisit in a latter chapter. Now, Marcus notes anglicized names among the Jew like Valverde, green. Valverde, green is what it means. Moreno, brown. So whenever you say that Moreno, it don't mean black. It means brown. And Baruch, Burrows or Brooks. Many of these crop up in the ranks of incoming settlers in Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, and other colonies of New Jersey. He documents that Jews coming to the American colonies from Britain typically bear anglicized names: Franks, Barnett, Henry, Simpson, son of Simon, Valentine, Mikhail, Phillips, Oakes, Hart, Mears, Russell, Eddings. And when I say anglicized, it doesn't mean that fake-ass Christians. It means the names taken from our peoples. All right? Let's make that correct. Phonetically, we were everywhere anyway, regardless of what people believe. We don't care what people believe. Several of these reappear on the census rolls in the colonies. He also establishes that Ashkenazic Jews from Eastern Germany and Poland figure among the immigrants of the 1700s, not be the 700s, and some passing through Ireland and England on their journey to North America. It must not be forgotten that Hamburg and Bremen, Germany's two major ports, I thought I turned that shit off. See what I'm talking about? Two major ports lay at that time in the English-held provinces of Brunswick and Hanover. In our view, Marcus underestimates the total Jewish population of the colonies, which he places at no more than 2,500 in 816, or y'all may want to call it 1816. In latter chapters, we will argue that there were many persons of Jewish ancestry who resided in British North America, but who did not openly practice their religion. Often they were crypto-Jews and crypto-Muslims. Marcus at least devotes a great deal of space to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, as having a large and prosperous Jewish community by the 1700s for those who are into that nonsense. And from here, Jewish merchants such as the Gratzes pioneered land companies and trading routes that stretched far into the interior of the continent. So now you know who called the disruption here, made the fake history and everything else, and stole all our ideas and inventions. And you think that we support man? We will argue that several other communities and specific religions, congregations in Pennsylvania were clearly crypto-Jewish in character, even if on the surface they seem to be Quaker or Lutheran. Marcus does not neglect Canadian Jewry either. In painstaking detail, he reconstructs the trade correspondences and intermarriages between French Jews and Sephardic families, such as the Lopezes of Newport, Rhode Island. A list of the surnames from DNA studies associated with the English colonies' northern neighbor is given also below. And here we have a whole bunch. Eli Faber's A Time for Planting. The first migration, 1654, which would be 654 to 820. What happened around the 600s? Now, if you add 1,000 years, nobody can trace it back to you, right? Part of the series, The Jewish People in America, 1992, augments Marcus' survey of colonial Jewish life with case histories of Caribbean and Brazilian Jews. Those are the ones that have been running. Well, you know what I mean. Okay, they would be the Portuguese. The Savannah colony of 733 or 1733, and Carrico colonies who arrived in New Amsterdam in 1664 or 664. His approach is to present these scattered communities as a paradigm for the development of the United States as a multi-ethnic and multiracial society. Although he correctly assesses the religious currents of the day and alliances with the English land-owning families back home as major factors, he seems to miss the larger picture of the Sephardic diaspora and support network which underlines these developments. And by the same token, although Todd Engelman's 979 study of the Anglo-Jewish elite in contemporary Georgian England does not deal with America, his work fails to grasp the deeper motives for Sephardic participation in the ever-enlarging English sphere of influence. Neither Farber nor Edelman considers the possibility that the religious currents and goodwill of certain English families may have been driven by lingering crypto-Jewish tendencies. In common with Jacobs and others, Farber traces a gradual decline in Sephardic Jewish impact in the late 18th or 8th century, at a time when ostensibly it culminated and was most vigorous and influential. What's funny is, I remember running around in school and all these little kids talking about, we won the Revolutionary War. I was like, ain't nobody win no Revolutionary War. You can't make it up. If you want to destroy a point in time in a history like Tartary, what do? You break up certain wars and you equate them to different periods. So that way you divide things. So nobody will recognize a one point in time. Ergo is where you have these fake real wars, but fake established times, not real as far as the narrative painted, because everybody thought that we weren't under the crown, no taxation without representation, Boston Tea Party, and they painted their faces black with coal to represent the Indians. Not the fact that if you go back to that certain time period and look at all the plays and everything, they had paint that can make you tan and brown. So this is the simple stuff nobody looks at. Like I stated, everybody's been living a lie, and everybody have been under the rule of the Crown of England by way of the Vatican through DC, and a lie of history based on death. And there you have the Black's Law, or the, United States citizenry, the C civitas mortem, whatever they call it, civitas, whatever it's called. Y'all know that better than me. I hate saying it. Let me see if it's going to shut off again. I can show you. You think I'm playing? It never shuts off, right? But this video, because they put so many virus, it didn't shut off on air. But if I was to go in here, even on YouTube, and play it, it will shut this down. I will show you. Okay. The Great Culling. Watch this.
In 2003, I had a patient in my drug-free medical practice who was a head of state.
Maybe because they're like, let it be seen. Y'all saw me going to play it, and it was shut down. It did it several times.
That's what I said.
Several times.
She said the Great Culling.
Anyway, y'all look that up and listen to it for yourself. It did it several times, people. I'm not playing, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and do it here. Here we go. I'm not going to do it on Twitter, because Twitter I don't have. It will play, right? But Twitter will definitely shut it down, because you know who's behind that. So let's pull it up like this. Let's see if it does it for Instagram. Okay, Instagram. Just once.
I'm fine. Thank you, Governor.
They watching. Now they're letting the shit play. Ain't that about a
United States of America?
Yes, sir, I have.
Why?
I do not feel safe living in the United
Really?
States.
You want to come in and sit down?
No, sir. I'd rather
They
not.
are really letting it play.
Just be here so you can make a fast exit if you
As
have to.
soon as you and I finish,
You're out
I'm
here.
leaving the country again. Why? Because in a very short time, not today, not tomorrow, but very soon.
All right, let's stop it. I don't need to hear it. Anyway, they're letting it play. You believe this shit? It shut down several times. Excuse my language, but no, that's pretty freaking weird. And that's Dr. Ramir, R-E-M-I-R, no, R-A-M-I-R, Laibo, L-A-I-B-O, I think, if I just get it right. Laibo or something like Lablo or something like that. So let me see if I can pull it back up. And so yeah, R-I-M-A-L-A-I-B-O-W. Excuse me. Okay, and doctor. I don't just follow the woman. I used to watch Jesse Ventura all the time. You know, and I remember watching a couple of things about the culling, and that one was specifically in 2009. 10 years. You know. So hit the fact check. They ain't saying nothing. Okay. And the robber barons. I mean, who was behind? Who was the entity? Oh, gas, man. Who was the witch call behind the eugenics? Coming after the original people. You dig? Hey, Max B, what's going on? Mikey Hill, what's going on, beloved? So maybe I missed it, but how does the supposed closure of Buckingham Palace, along with the Queen's death, if she died? No, everything's the so-called White House is closed down. All of it is, brother. It's just whatever part they're playing. That's why I was saying earlier, right, about this PB Biden character. The guys in uniform didn't have no signatures or nothing. They didn't even carry the wreath up to him to walk it back, to place it. They sat there and they didn't even come from the building and walk down the stairs like everybody else. They came from the side because it's not real. They need everybody to believe it's real. And people have been indoctrinated because they have been made to believe that they'll be okay. And then the way they fired the 21, you know, for the MIs and all that stuff, or the, what was that, the, you know what I'm talking about, the casket. I don't like giving this stuff energy because there's all so much bull crap behind it. But the salute thing, the gun, they didn't do it right, and it was over the graves. Like, what is that saying? Henry Kissinger stepped down. I mean, nobody's really looking at this stuff. They just want to assume it up to old age. When I keep telling y'all, if you look at all the people over the Air Force, this, that, and all that stuff, who are they? They's these fake-ass Jews. And remember when I was reading in Arthur Koestler's 13th Tribe, how they created their religion. Even the language to which they've pretty much worked on up until so-called 1939. Yiddish, which is not Hebrew at all. They had to find a way to add vowels and stuff to a language that, and create something that didn't even exist because they wanted to speak their rotten ass language. You know what I'm saying? Hey Marcus, what's going on, beloved? Mikey Hill, I got your beloved. And nobody else came in. Yeah, the 21 gun salute. For the, you know, the missing, what you call a soldier. You know what I'm talking about? I don't like saying this stuff because I hate giving energy to any of it. Just the words, just the vibration. I don't want to give it because if I say it, that's the reality of what people have to start practicing, you dig? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get the little reading in. I'm gonna come back and hit the Hidden Lands and Hidden Lands behind Antarctica and Heaven Bearers. I was reading a little bit of that. It gets pretty good. And I figured I'd come back around 7. Just come on, set it up, and then come in about 10 minutes before I go on and just let it go for about 5-10 minutes and then start reading. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to share that so y'all can have a look-see and see that everything has been discussed and talked about. It's not like they're hiding anything. You know? And I say that's a good thing, but for the majority, I guess it's not, because nobody's not going to do nothing. They know this. They've poisoned everybody. I mean, sugar from beets. And that's why so many other people in certain countries and the islands and stuff are pretty healthy. But mentally wise, they're not all there because they're accepting the narratives of the lies. You know that, and you can't make it up. And anytime I'm talking to a Jamaican brother and they say, "Hell, Celeste," I tell them, "Man, we done talking, brother." Right then and there, because it shows me they don't know nothing. When they start claiming Africa, I'm like, "What is you talking about? Buffalo Soldiers? What?" You can't make this up. There's a division. There are those who will promise everything will be all right on this side. There's underhand and behind closed door dealings that are made. And what do the fools do? They ride on the side of the liars as if it's going to benefit them. And throughout history, we know it doesn't last. But everything is well played with a goddamn dollar. Ain't that something? A damn dollar. Anywho, everybody has a choice. That's how I look at it. I'm not here to make nobody's choice. I just hate that I have this distaste for imbalance. That's about it. Other than that, oh fucking well, I believe at least half of the goddamn Earth's population need to be gotten rid of. What? What? I seriously do. Shit, I'd pull the motherfucking thing at the gallows. I'm dead serious. And they're all emotional, you get emotional and feelings all you want. I don't care. I'm dead serious. Half of the motherfucking population be. I don't give a fuck about relearning camps and all that bullshit. Gone. People have a choice. And people are not choosing wisely. Many of you are not saying nothing to nobody else. You're worried about death and all the other shit. And y'all carry yourselves like you're badasses and tough. You're not. Trust me. So I have to say what I gotta say. It's nothing but words, right? But I'm not going to give their shit energy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm not lying. I dead ass too. God damn it. My little Ecuadorian friend brought me some beer. I'm like, I just put it back there. So if somebody come out, they can drink that shit. Ah, man. I had made them 2 glasses of wine. I don't want shit. Not today. The other day, remember? So anyway, we're going to come back at around 7. Let's shoot 6:45. And then we'll set it, play it, and we'll get hidden lands beyond Antarctica and the heaven bearers. We'll take care of the gods of Eden and all that tomorrow, okay? And I appreciate you. I'm not going to look if you made donations. I appreciate you. I know that they're messing with the streaming as far as notifications going out. Funny that some people are getting them. However that works. I'm not going to sit here and go into deep meditation to see why and how. I don't care. People have a choice, as I stated.
Knew I had to represent because they had one good part here for a black man. They gave it to Crocodile Dirt.
I'm so done with all these musicians and all these other idiot actors pushing the narrative of falsehoods to further divide y'all, separate you from your truth. But hey, for those who want to be that way, go right ahead. All right. And I know y'all going, wait a minute, this don't. It's the same as what I've been doing all the time. Nobody's been paying attention, you know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming in. Well, 52 minutes. I know I was wondering I was wondering if it was gonna stay up, but it is what it is. Again, like I said, people make a choice on what they want to know and what they want to learn. Some people have made the choice that they know everything. I have nothing to do with none of those fools. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share out a little bit of knowledge. And that's it. And I see that it is floating around, and that's good. May it reach everybody. I know people in the music industry, right? I know that they don't get to see this shit unless somebody points it out. Who's probably 1 out of the 30 in the truth. And that's dead ass. And even then, they have their overseers. And their overseers are usually some big ass mulatto or fake Jew or whatever, Italian, whatever. And you wonder, what the niggas doing with these big ass, you know what I'm saying? Or some dudes from prison who work security. They about 300 pounds, 6'5", whatever, you know. They ain't gonna let it happen. It's just the way it's established, sadly. Marcus Williams, what's up? What's going on, beloved? Hey, what's going on, beloved? I didn't know if anybody was here or not, and I was like, I guess maybe people come back and check because I say what I'm gonna come on, and if I don't, you know, I'm probably asleep 9 times out of 10. Okay, or there's somebody visiting, or some kids, or I'm training some people. All right, but other than that, yeah. If I say I'm gonna come on here, and if you're not too busy, be here because you know what they're doing. They're not gonna block somebody who's doing the same thing. I mean, if I was living out the back of my truck, I'd probably have 200,000 followers. You know, go plaque and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to dig in the side of the mountain. Everybody watching as long as I keep myself hidden in the exhilaration and the foulness. Because nobody's going to come out and work and do it with me. You see what I'm saying? That's how ill-willed and sick-minded the majority of people are. And because I know the law, natural, and I also know their bullshit law, and the fact that it doesn't bind me. Has nothing to do with me. Why would they fuck with me? Why? Because I'm telling you something that you can see. When I told them don't mess with me, man, there's a reason why. I don't have to explain it 1,000 times. But for the idiots, they have a choice. Okay? So believe it or whatever, because that's the problem with this world. People need to stop believing because they don't know what the fuck to believe in. They need to stop thinking because they don't know how to think. I'm dead ass serious. Some of y'all thinking now, dumb as fuck. I know it. I can feel it. You know, hey, what's going on, mama? What's going on, Hope? Okay? So I'm signing off. I'll see you around 6:30, 7 o'clock. We'll get the last few readings in. I hope you enjoyed that with George Jones, Original History of Ancient America, Ancient and Modern Britons, Volume 1, and Jews and Muslims in British Colonial America. It pretty much locks it down and lays it out. You know, the crazy thing is we're really already running things, but we're not in our own minds. So we behave like, because we are gods fighting gods, false gods. That's the whole thing. And so people realize it, not just walk around, what's up, king and queen? Fuck all that. What's up, God and goddesses? Fuck all that. Know it. Put it into practice. Shit, fast yourself until you damn near die. You have cramp up like a goddamn rickety rickshaw or a motherfucking old Chinese rickshaw or a goddamn mousetrap folded in half. Allow yourself to get closer to their fictional death and allow yourself to fucking live. I mean, they're already killing your asses. What you got to lose? You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. I remember when after that time I was poisoned, right? And the motherfuckers trying to figure out how I healed my lungs. They was like, what the fuck did he do? Instead of that poison it was giving me, that I knew that would catch up to me later, right? And I told them to stop. And that little doofy bitch come in there with a fucking different uniform than everybody else. I said, a crooked-nosed, Jewish-looking bitch, UN motherfucker. And I remember saying to her, I ain't going nowhere. Because I could smell her. I said, what is that? And she had to lie. And I says, get out of here. The Ethiopian brother with the big fro coming in there, that had his own practice. He says, you need to come and see me outside of here. You were poisoned. Nobody wanted to admit to it. The worthless ass fake Hindu, the big Dutch Hilga looking like a Polish bitch running backwards with her legs as big as a fucking head. No, I'm serious. I mean, and the ass and stomach bigger than the ass. I mean, this is what I had to deal with at one of the best so-called places for cardiac or thoracic. You know what I'm saying? Because my lungs were peppered, looked like with radiation poisoning. Holes everywhere. I barely breathe. Coughing up clots as big as my fists from my lungs, like I was coughing up my lungs. And they couldn't figure it out using old boxing skills, you know, pushing it out. And like, this motherfucker ain't Pele, he's still alive. What the fuck is going on? Then I started meditating. Motherfuckers walk by the room, they started closing the door, like, it was freaking them out. Because I look over there, and then all of a sudden there would be no nurses at the table, like, let's move away from there. Taking cold showers. I had people bringing me my green drinks, my greens and my little mixers to make my own shit. That's when the chefs came up, husband and wife. We want to know, what do you eat? What are you doing? I hope they didn't get fired. Okay? Walk in the labyrinth. They have a labyrinth there. So I was able to walk it because I knew how to mitigate it. And you see everybody in the windows, all the cloaks and shit, and ties, trying to stand back. Watch me maneuver the labyrinth. And what I would usually do is stop, because I know I couldn't back it. I couldn't side it, because it would break a rhythm up. There's frequencies in the ground, and I'm barefooted. My clothes are sitting on the bench over there. Shirt is off. I'm looking like I just got out the gym, right? And they're looking. And they back up. And then I start walking again. No laughter, no nothing. This is not ego or nothing. I don't have it. After 6 months, went back, did the breathing test, x-rayed my shit. What are you doing? Miss Leonard, none of your business. And then I went and ran 10 miles live. Nobody does that, right? But people don't want to believe shit, but they want to believe in the lies they've been given. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know? Tia to you. How you doing, beloved? Really? Review? Cool. That's what's up. You have a long way from that. One more. What's that, Max V? Oh, okay. Anyway, let me get off of here. I appreciate y'all. About 6:30, 6:45. I'll go ahead and put it up, and then we'll come in about 5 minutes and give it a 10-minute wrap. Hopefully you guys show up. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and read. Get the last little reading in, and then we'll call it a night. What about these infrastructure changes, specifically with roads and roundabouts, is what you mean? Okay. What's these roundabouts really about? It's military, brother. That's all military. Direct certain things in certain directions. You see new highways and roads being built into the deserts and stuff. Well, their plan is laid out. And we can't even call y'all sleeping giants. You won't focus. Y'all won't hear what I'm saying. You should already know what it's about, brother. It's in you. You're supposed to be intuitive. You're supposed to know what it's all about. You don't need me to, you know. Anyway, let me get off of here. Appreciate you guys. Again, sisters, brothers. And Tia to you, you have a long way to go. Or from that, what do you mean? Could you articulate that a little better, please? You already know, Max. You already know, Max. If you're still here, Tia to you. So I can have a clearer understanding. Not everything I like to figure out. Some things I want to make with clarity. Urban survival, y'all should check that out as well. Oh wow, okay. Holy shit. You look at me, I appreciate it, hon. I'm doing the best I can. No, I'm not. I would be doing really good if everybody was together. It would just be, y'all don't really know because you won't allow yourselves to do it, to come together. You know what I mean? And if you could only just all come together and know, even when you feel some negative thought, when you're around everybody, it goes. It's, I guess you can call it like magic and shit. You know what I mean? But listen, I'll see y'all here shortly. So you have come a long way. Oh no, we all have come a long way, much longer than most of you can even imagine. You got to step into that memory. You got to remind. You got to remember. You got to dig there until you feel like you're getting a headache. You got to. How many of y'all are starting to focus with it? Okay, I don't know if this is mirrored. Did I mirror this? Okay, I don't know. I might not have mirrored it, but anyway, I don't think I set it up for it. If I did, that means it's my right hand. If you're not focusing when you think with the right side of your brain, and it hurts. Use it. Even by taking your hands, right? And putting your two fingers on your temple. That's the real temple, right? What are you protecting the temple? The crown, right? The seventh, the emboldenment of God, the pineal, right? Put it there and massage it. So you just don't feel it. You'll start realizing that you are actually thinking on the side. The moment you start doing that, focus the thought on the other side. You control that. You literally control that. Okay? Remember about the glands, the popping of the jaws, the muscle and fluids, sinus, and all that, which a lot of toxins are held in, that are meant to go up here and block off the frontal cortex and everything else, the cerebellum, and then push it down. get it over your clavicle and bring it down over into your chest carrying, and then and what happens is it goes to where it needs to go to dispel. Your urine will be stronger. I know what I'm talking about. Let's do it, guys. Damn it, I'm gonna tell you something I haven't done for a long time. Just that alone right there, and I didn't even do it the 5 to 6 times that it needs to be done. Even the cupping, for blood flow to the heart, until you get nano and stuff like get certain foods that are fermented to push certain things out. When you go and urinate, it's going to be dark amber. Your urine's supposed to be clear. If you're eating right, fruit, you really ain't going to urinate at all. Hell, you might not even poo for a week. Serious. All right? And if you are pooing, and if it ain't floating, something really wrong with you. If your poo is sinking to the bottom, something wrong with you. For real. And if it's all dark and everything, you got some other things going on. You need to get, I can't say get checked out, because we know if you ain't got the right family doctor or this, that, and they ain't a hit on you. It's a hit on all of us, right? But you get what I'm saying? I can't give us so much tea, because some things I want to give out, I can't say over here. I can't say it. There's just no way. It has nothing to do with fear or anything. I don't have that. It's just not meant for everybody, Anyway, love y'all. We'll catch y'all at about 6:45, something, okay? 6:45, I'll be back, and we'll read those last 2 books, all right? And I appreciate y'all.